Hey everyone, Kim Bradley from Magnet Forensics, here to give you the basic overview of how eDiscovery works. In a legal proceeding, discovery is the exchange of legal information and known facts of a case. eDiscovery is the term used when this information is electronically stored. Litigation, government investigations, Freedom of Information Act requests, these are just a few examples of proceedings where eDiscovery might come up. According to our research, 1 in 5 digital forensics and incident response professionals report frequently having to work on cases that support eDiscovery. You never know when a case you're working can take a turn you don't expect, and the data you end up gathering and analyzing will make its way to an eDiscovery team. To explain all this today, we'll be talking about a real-world example, and we fictionalize the details to protect privacy. Step 1. Validate the alert. An eDiscovery case can come from anywhere, but lots of times a case will start with HR or corporate investigations, forensic accounting or finance, and even the Security Operations Center of the organization. Our example begins with an alert from the SOC. An employee downloads Dropbox, which isn't on the list of approved tools for employees at this company. The investigator now has to decide what data to collect and how. 2 recommendations. You can triage remote endpoints quickly with something like Magnet Ignite. It can perform an initial analysis of artifacts and files using keywords and time filters. In this case, you could search for Dropbox in the installed applications artifact, and you'd see the activity. You could also use something like Magnet Axiom Cyber to do targeted remote collection of the specific endpoint that triggered the alert. Step 2, remotely acquire data. The data sources you'll collect from depend on the type of evidence you're after. In our example, the forensic examiner used Axiom Cyber to check the browser history for searches of Dropbox, internet activity for web visits to sites related to Dropbox, and installed programs to see if Dropbox was installed, and the recycle bin to see if the installer was removed. All 4 searches yielded results, and here the examiner can tag items of interest as they work through the case to help with organization later on. Another thing the examiner noticed was that in the recycle bin, there were documents the employee should not have been able to access. They were privileged and sensitive, with information about company budget and forecasting. This was the point where the investigation went from a simple see if Dropbox was installed on the endpoint to an insider threat eDiscovery case. The legal department was brought in and requests were made for a report, the employee's PST, and a load file. Axiom Cyber can perform covert collections, so data was gathered without tipping off the employee. From here, the scope of the investigation increased dramatically. The examiner looped in their manager and went on to collect digital evidence from RAM, Dropbox, Google Workspace, Office 365, Facebook, and other relevant social media accounts. Step 3. Analyze the digital evidence. Now it's time to start putting the story together. Use digital artifacts to figure out the who, what, when, where, and how of the case. A few tips. First, use hash lists. To eliminate noise, incorporate an NSRL hash list or a gold image hash list of the base build of the machine. This will get rid of irrelevant data. Second, identify timeframes. By limiting the time frame you're examining, you'll drastically cut down on the amount of data you have to examine. Tag as you go to help with later organization. Third, leverage machine learning. Magnet AI uses machine learning to quickly comb through digital evidence and surface images that may be of interest. In our example, the investigator ran connections within Axiom Cyber on these documents and found other places these files were located. The files were also located on a G drive, identified as a USB device. Through Axiom Cyber, it was plain to see the employee had connected a USB device and transferred the budget and forecasting spreadsheets to it. Step 4. Generate a load file. On top of the usual reporting that you would do as part of an investigation, eDiscovery may require a load file. Load files are ingested by eDiscovery review platforms such as Relativity or Concordance, and they're used by a legal team. You can generate load files easily right in Axiom Cyber. We have tutorials to show you how. So that's how to work an eDiscovery case and how they might come up. You never know when a simple case might turn into an eDiscovery investigation, so make sure you're doing forensic analysis with a tool that's ready to handle the job. Check out the link in the description if you want to learn more about Axiom Cyber and subscribe for more from us. Thanks for watching.